Morning. So it's starting to cool down in the Arizona desert, so I wanted to do a little tutorial on my favorite plant for putting in smoothies and milkshakes. It's called water spinach, and this stuff grows almost invasively. All right, so this is my water spinach patch. I probably have 2 plants in here, maybe 3, and it propagates very easily as well. So I try to keep it contained just so it doesn't take over my entire yard. So you can see I have it in an enclosed area, and you got to be careful with this stuff. But I am in the middle of the Arizona desert, so if it theoretically escaped, it's not like it's going to displace tumbleweeds. It needs a significant amount of water to be able to function. I put it here because my sprinkler's right here, and my HOA requires that we have a yard. And so since the sprinkler's here, a good amount of water kind of collects in this area. And so I kind of use the water spinach to keep the ground from getting soggy, since it gets a little bit extra water here. And so if you have a wet spot in your yard, this is the perfect plant to put in that area. And it just produces tons of leaves. And the more leaves you break off, the more it grows. It's a crazy plant. And so I'm constantly just pulling pieces off and cutting it back just so that it doesn't go too crazy. But I can easily pull off a pound a day worth of leaves, and it'll regrow another pound of leaves the next day. This plant grows like crazy. So this is not something for people that don't eat their plants, because this could probably take over your entire yard. And the stem itself will actually have air roots that grow very readily. So let me show you if I can show you what they look like. You've probably seen these before on other plants. So if you look closely here, those 2 bumps right there, those 3 bumps right there, you can easily just slice that and stick it in water or soil, and it'll just propagate out very easily. I've never actually had one fail. And I've even cut them off and left them on the ground without putting them in the soil, and they'll still grow roots to touch the soil and still live. So that it's a very resilient plant. And I'm talking in the Arizona summer. So in 120-degree sun, this stuff is very resilient if there's any water nearby. So of course, be careful. It's a very invasive plant, but it produces a lot of biomass. And if you look up the nutritional content of these leaves, it's very, very high in protein for a plant, and also in vitamin C. So if it ever gets to a time where vitamin C is low and you don't want to get scurvy, you could just grow this stuff and not worry about getting scurvy, since it's so easy to propagate. I mean, even if you were on a boat, you could literally stick it in water and it'll grow without soil. It grows very well aquaponically or hydroponically. So if you had tilapia, for example, you could stick a bunch of these cuttings in the water and, keep the soil from getting too polluted. It's good for water remediation, I think is the word. Probably have to look that up. I just kind of pulled that out of my head. So water spinach, very easy to grow, very easy to propagate, and the leaves are beautiful. The flowers are very beautiful. This is what the flowers look like. Just white flowers. So, all right, hope that helps you to grow more food for your family. Thanks for watching.